So instead of protesting, we'll show them that there is such thing as black dollars, and we'll spend it with black-owned restaurants each and every day.
Yeah, I think it's super important that we support Black business every month. I know we're going to be here, and then tomorrow we're going to be at another Black business, and I just think it's awesome.
African Americans in this country represent $2.1 trillion of the income, and we need to start using that to the best of our advantage.
I haven't salad yet, and I got that.
Of course, no news coverage.
None.
All right, so Lonn Hartman was violently attacked and nearly beheaded at the Bliss Fest musical festival in Petros Key, Michigan. He went, didn't he go? He went with didn't he want a few friends?
He wanted a few friends.
It's not. I don't see a lot of information. Yeah, because there was no public information.
Right. It's just like stuff on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that he's in the ICU. This is the point. It's the point. The Nolan Wells case probably being the most profiled one out of the three. But you're gonna have to believe in white people's history and not them as an anomaly. Is there going to be some cool white people, some safe white people, some understanding, some very human white people? Of course. But what is their history? And it seems like there's been an uptick of our children being murdered, of men and women coming up missing, coming and found hung, and now a trend of people going out with their white friends and not making it back home.
Breaking news. Back with another update. The girls have been caught. Lock them up. Lock them up. The girls are in custody, you guys. The girls are in custody. Americans are doing their big one with advocating. Shout out to America. I thought I'd never see the day. Shout out to America. Okay, so all three girls are in custody and are being charged with assault, as they should. But I also learned that they're going to be charging these girls with extra charges, more serious charges, because they were making threats. Mind you, I think that they are charging them with these extra charges because, like I said, we need to start passing laws to charge minors with adult charges when they want to do adult things, when they want to treat other children like they're better or bigger or more than. It's like, okay, well, you're going to get treated like an adult. You're going to get charged like an adult since you want to act like an adult. Since you want to talk about murder and hurting other people, you can get charged like a person would be older than you. Because at this point, it's like, lock them up. Also, the girl isn't just black. Why does everybody think the girl's just black? Her dad is white. Her mom is black. She's still a black woman, but she's also still white. So yeah, it's not just about race, bitch. And just a little update on Audrey. She is filing a lawsuit, queen. That queen is filing a lawsuit. Yeah, get into it.
A Nolan Wells bombshell report tonight. Does it reveal new witnesses?
It's gut-wrenching at best. Because if you were in our situation, how would you feel?
I witnessed an altercation involving Nolan Wells and several other individuals.
There is a new claim in the Nolan Wells case, and if the woman behind it can prove she was present, investigators may have a witness to one of the most important missing moments of Nolan's final afternoon. A woman identified online as Faith Lauren claims she watched an argument over Nolan's phone escalate into a physical fight involving Nolan and multiple people. But before that headline becomes accepted as fact, there is a problem. Actually, there are three. First, the public has not independently confirmed who this woman is or whether she was on Horn Island. Second, the word jumped does not appear in the statement presented as hers. The statement uses the words altercation and physical fight. And third, the creator who played the statement said he could not locate her TikTok account and had not confirmed the story himself. So tonight, we are not beginning with proof. We are beginning with a claim that must survive verification. And we are going to test that claim against three things. Nolan's last known timeline, the original media authorities have already requested, and a previous viral video that demonstrates how a real recording can be attached to the wrong story. Then, in Chapter 2, we will examine the evidence that could settle this without relying on social media at all. Nolan's phone, the FBI-assisted digital review, the 2 autopsy processes, and the grand jury. Because the biggest question is not whether the new claim sounds believable. The biggest question is whether it can be proved. The claim reached a large audience through a Willie D video. Willie D told viewers that he learned about the alleged witness through another online creator known as Secret Service Sam. He referred to the woman as Faith Lauren. He then played what was presented as her statement.
Area, I witnessed an altercation involving Nolan Wells and several other individuals. I saw what appeared to be an argument that escalated after there was a dispute involving Nolan's phone. I heard Nolan yelling for his phone to be returned. The argument continued after the group reached shore, and I observed a physical fight involving Nolan and multiple people. I also observed a young woman telling them to stop.
In that statement, the woman says she had not previously spoken publicly. She says she observed an altercation involving Nolan from a nearby boat. She describes a dispute involving Nolan's phone, says she heard Nolan demanding that the phone be returned, and says she later observed a physical fight involving Nolan and multiple people. She also claims a young woman was telling the group to stop. Those are serious allegations.
He was jumped. Yeah, fam, these are our words right here. Now, this has not been confirmed. I haven't been able to confirm in fact, I wasn't even able to find her TikTok because I searched for it like extensively. I could not find it. Maybe
Sam here for a Nolan Xavier Wells update, and this is a tough one. I know, like a lot of you, I'm watching the autopsy report, and the cause of death is undetermined. It's so emotional hearing them talk about this beautiful, beautiful man, this child taken way too early in this kind of way. And you see racists in the comments saying, you guys owe those boys an apology, the white boys. No, we don't owe anybody an apology because they didn't send the throat. They didn't send the throat. They didn't send certain parts of the body. And they said his body was too decomposed. Why do you think? It seems like they waited long enough for the body to decompose so you couldn't see bruising. Now, there were no fractures on the body, but in the report, there is a huge red line on the back of his head. How do you get that from drowning? Also, when they found him, when he had drowned, he had all of his clothes on. In every little video we've seen of him, he's only in his blue.
We're transporting him. He was actually face down. So everyone knows when you're transporting the body, when, only a couple of people work that job, they all know you don't transport the body face down. That's kind of very disrespectful. So you always have them face up. Well, specifically his body whatever reason was face down. And me personally, I took that as disrespect.
Yeah.
Heart goes out to the family.
Yes, definitely.
Because all we know is what they put out
on the internet.
But today, we actually found out a lot about his autopsy without even reading the autopsy.
Yeah.
Trigger warning. Welcome, Diamond D Entertainment family. We're giving you Nolan Wells updates. And these two ladies are about to tell you the condition of the body. So, trigger warning. We just want y'all to, holster your ears. All right?
Said that the body was mistreated.
Yeah.
It looked abused. It looked like he was tortured. Looked as if he was burnt, maybe.
Where?
Face, body, said he was burnt.
And not only that, his body was mistreated when they transported him.
Christine Wansley has saw Nolan's body, and that is a lie. Y'all got to stop lying on this family. They're going through too much shit. According to Ben Crump, Nolan Wells' mother has not seen or identified her son's body. There was an autopsy that was performed Tuesday in Mississippi, but now his body is being shipped to Washington, D.C. for an independent autopsy. And this is the reason why.
It's an alleged argument, and people say that was over things about he was being very clear to not have anything to do with anything that might get in his system because he knew he had his big workout coming on Monday. And so that's why they're like, just not accepting any of this stuff.
Yes, you heard right. According to Ben Crump, Nolan did not drink. His family said he was avoiding substances because he had a workout on Monday. Ben Crump also made this statement.
Confidence or perhaps concern about the investigation so far?
Well, the fact that they continue to tell the family that we don't see any evidence of any foul play, even though you have students who recorded an altercation while they were on the boat's argument where you had Nolan and somebody yelling at one another on the boat. So that's the issue. And then you have the young lady make a statement and she said, well, Nolan and I finished talking and Nolan said he was going back to the boat. And then the boys on the boat said, no, Nolan told them he was going to stay with her. And so they are conflicting. She said he would have got on the boat. They saying he didn't get on the boat. So which is it? And all we know is Nolan is dead.
So just like I asked yesterday.
Without further ado, Birth of a Tether, presented by Tethers of TikTok.
Family, the tetherdemic is so bad. White people are now warning others about their tether tactics.
Guys, about poetic Minyango Jala.
Jala is my real name.
Because he's completely out of control. Wait till you see these clips. You're not going to believe. So Jala has had this uprise, as many of you already know. And he's reinvented himself as this anti-racist, pro-black, anti-white supremacist guy.
He is a white dude. You know, I come on his app and I cook white supremacists. I speak on white supremacy. I cook them. I cook the racist white dude.
You know, I've been covering Jala for many years, and this is not the Jala that I know.
Jala is my real name.
$2,500 for
this is a different Jala. This is a totally different Jala. Before the Jala I know is an openly racist bigot, and everyone knew he was open about it.
Some blue, purple, wide nose, pink lip nigga was us scamming them good white folks, my nigga. Fuck that nigga.
So now this tether has shifted to pro-black politics. Because that's what tethers do, but we didn't forget about you fatback, and neither did your white savior.
This is Jala allowing the N to be used by white people in his presence.
Lay down and be like, okay, a black guy's yelling at me. I guess I gotta just.
And that's why I love Danny. I told you, right? This is why I think Danny is the greatest white boy ever. Cause, like, for example, white boys who would like come here, you know, say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," you know, Black Lives Matter type shit, right? Just bend over, right?
He did agree to go to the neighborhood and do a toy drive.
Danny's the white boy who gonna say, "Fuck all that, bro. I said it. I stand on the A."
So the white person whose ass he's kissing is fallen YouTuber Danny Mullen.
What?
And Danny Mullen, a lot of his fame came from his outrageous behavior and his open use of the N-word.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Bro, like, you use the N-word?
I mean, let's talk about it. A black man named Baina came up to me and Leo, liked that we were filming, and kept calling us the N-word over and over. I was hammered, and I said, "Did you just call us?" But like not offended, like
thank you for doing
like,
that. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
gave him the
okay,
pass.
okay,
And then
I didn't know there was a pass.
There was a pass for one of them.
I did
at least. Well, it was like 2 to 3 years ago.
Louis C.K. was saying it all the time.
Like a lot of comedians I like are from like the early 2000s when shit was a lot different, and you could drop that stuff on stage, and it was just kind of normal.
You ever see Louis like throw it out in front of Chris Rock, like with?
That's why I love Danny. I told you, right? This is why I think Danny is the greatest white boy ever.
So he defends Danny's use of the N-word, but he doesn't like when Hispanic people. He only likes it when white people say the N-word. He doesn't like it when any other race says the N-word.
No, Hispanics say my B word as a term of endearment.
That's a
You're
gross
a fucking
lie.
moron.
NIGGA, bro, listen up, right? If you're giving a pass to Hispanics to say the NIGGA, nah, bro, you feel me? Like, nah, bro, you feel me?
And you ain't even from the fucking streets.
Like,
what are you talking about, nigga?
I'm black though.
Barely.
I'm black
you
though.
talking about, nigga? Like, what
I'm
is you
black
saying?
though.
You a nigga who you didn't even
if you're
grow
giving
up
a
with
pass to other races to that
you
word,
didn't even grow up with
that's
niggas.
wrong though.
The fuck, you barely get the pass. The only reason you get to
I'm
say
black,
it is because
though.
you black. You didn't even
I'm
grow
black,
up
though.
with us.
I'm black,
He get more of a pass for him to say it than you do.
I was gonna say.
This is why skin color will never make them black. For them, blackness is not sacred. It's a business opportunity.
It's all about the money. Don't you guys understand? It's the money and the power and the fame. You know, I remember when Jala begged to be on this interview panel with Nick Frenches.
What?
And he was loving up on Nick Frenches, someone who doesn't like black people. Nick Frenches. He loved Nick Frenches. And I'm going to play this clip of them talking about reparations and how Jala doesn't think that reparations should happen.
But their ancestors suffered. So in principle, I'm opposed to it for that as well.
Yeah, I'm not an FBA, so I'm not getting any, coins. Like, do you want to respond back or no?
Wait, so you think AD would be a recipient and you wouldn't be?
Yeah, right.
I definitely would be a recipient.
Yeah, I wouldn't since I'm not.
I mean, our people was brought to this country, you know what I'm saying, like forcefully.
And now, what's your opinion on white liberals? I believe that they're our number one enemy.
You're like repeating his talking points back at him.
Who, Nick?
And it just sounds like, yeah, you are. It sounds less racist. No one's going to call you a Nazi for saying the same shit that Nick said.
I've never heard Nick say that Well, go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
True, yeah.
So Jala used to be racist, used to align himself with racists. He used to talk really highly of racist white people. But now it's different because he's got this new audience that he has to grip.
That's just how the nigga mindset works. Right? Those Negroes don't see the long-term plan, bro. Most Negroes don't see the long-term plan. Most Negroes don't see the end goal, man. The good white man look him and you know, and like in his eyes and say, yo, 104 years plus 200. Ain't no nigga that close to white man business and still starving. Meaning this, right? Even the niggas with the most integrity who don't trust the good white man. Even them niggas, bro. If you put me in a room with the good white man who's offering me $200 million.
Why would you be in the room with a white man, pro-black man?
And what? Bro, guess what though? Yeah. It already happened.
So now he's this pro-black, conservatives are back. You know, he's a staunch conservative, and now he's pretending that he's a liberal. He used to say that black liberals were the stupidest people ever. Look at this. This is what he used to do back before he joined YouTube. He was a political activist, and he was very much an alt-right conservative activist. He was a pro-Trump, anti-black liberal. So this is what he was. But now it seems like he's sort of adopted this identity as a liberal, because he's going after all the conservatives that are saying that, I mean, this is just really wild.
First of all, also Taylor, you are a garbage human being, bro. You are just a terrible monster of a human being, bro. Now, this man talked about how Nolan Wells' family was grifting, how we are race hustlers for covering this. This man has an interview. Instead of dropping an interview, he decided to cut up the interview in multiple parts to grift as much money as he can from this interview.
That's literally what Jala's doing right now with his live streams. He's going live for 3 hours, and then he's chopping up into clips and putting them on his other channel to maximize his profit.
What?
Now, what's really weird is he's calling out conservatives for saying that it seems like this is the Nolan Wells situation seems like another one of these Black Lives Matter fundraising sort of scam sort of things, allegedly. That's what the right-wing talking point is.
But maybe I should point even further back. This has been the point of the entire Black Lives Matter movement.
Jason Whitlock used to be so much more believable with his LARP.
And so Jala has to pretend that he's a liberal now to fight against those narratives because they don't align with what he's selling, which is that this was a racist murder. But when the Black Lives Matter nonprofit thing turned out to be like a big scam, Jala came out and said that he wants to do the same scam.
Every election cycle? No, like legit. Every election cycle, dating back to like 2008. What the media would do during every election cycle, they will hone in on an instance where a black man was brutalized by the police, and they would choose to cause mass hysteria and run a psych operation. $100 into this Black Lives Matter and organization. Yeah. Overnight when George Floyd died, like we got 100 M's in donations? Mm-hmm. Man, come on, my nigga. Man, come on, bro.
So Floppy, you're basically saying you'll do the same shit.
Listen.
Because you have this innate, hereditary non-ability to get away from a lick. Even to the demise of your own people.
Sure. I'm saying that I'll be disappointed in my audience if they don't expect me to do that, right? Right? And if I start a non-profit organization and my audience gives me a couple $1 million overnight and turn me from 1,000 into a millionaire, and they don't expect me to eat.
Well, Umar hasn't, so we expect you to move like Umar did.
Hey, listen up, man. Hey, listen, Umar Johnson ain't have a job in 10 years. And he somehow been paying his bills, man, you feel me? Right?
So I just wanted to show you guys some of these ancient clips that are being buried by all of the slop and all of the litter, the digital litter that's being spread across this internet. It's really annoying, and so I'm just trying to archive this, trying to make a historic encyclopedia of this Jala, because
Jala is my real name.
I mean, he's out of control. He really is just like fully lying and acting like it. I've never seen anything like it in nature. So it truly is a pleasure for me to see him go up so hardcore, so that, I mean, this just means I get to teach more people about Jala studies. And it's just a really fascinating feeling.
There are mentally unwell adversaries walking our streets. You need to treat them like an open enemy. This is our homeland. Fuck a tether.
Open and honest. like saying, yo, I voted for Trump because Trump reminded me of what the good old days were like. We respect that because that white boy keeping it a buck.
We don't respect that. We don't rock with that at all. A white supremacist telling you to their face they don't want you in this country.
This dude, for the most part, is a Trump supporter, right? Crazy Trump. So you somehow understand the history of your people. You somehow understand the obstacles your people had to overcome. You somewhat understand what people who look like us went through in this country. You understand this, and you still decided to go to that vote and vote for Donald Trump. I enjoy and love Trump, right? I feel like Trump is a wonderful person to me.
I feel like Trump is a wonderful person to me is a crazy statement. His second term was first term, but his second term is way worse to anybody black or any other person of color.
You know, I come on his app and I cook white supremacists. So I speak on white supremacy. I cook them. I cook the racist white dude. Yo, white folks care about crime so much, bro. They call the police for that on you, right? Just by suspecting something, right?
That's true.
Some white folks call the police just when they suspect something, bro. Only Negroes, yo. Only Negroes support crime.
Oh, he's literally just talking like a white supremacist. He sounds like MAGA.
My name is Doku D, and if you're anything like me, around the whole time of the Chud the Builder thing, where he shot that guy and he got arrested for it, and then he was on trial, and we were learning things as the situation progressed and new information came out, YouTube recommended you a new creator named Poetic Flacco.
Wow, that's really interesting. A lot of people did not know who this guy was before the Chud the Builder situation. I know he said he made a bag off the Chud the Builder thing, but I guess that does make sense. If he's spamming that topic, the algorithm is pushing it out to newer viewers that know nothing about Poetic Flacco, his No Jumper days, all the other stuff he's been in and out of. So that definitely makes sense.
Poetic Flacco covered the Chud the Builder situation in detail, which garnered him a new audience, and because of that, he was able to position himself almost like a leader in the black community or in black online spaces.
A leader in the black community is great. But I guess that also speaks to how whack and non-existent leadership in the black community actually is these days.
I, like many others, was a part of that new audience. I had no idea he had affiliations with things like No Jumper. I had no idea that he said any other racist, horrible shit that he said in the past, and I have all the credit to give for the YouTuber Point and Shoot for making a video. He's made.
Yeah, this is all new to me. I had no clue he had any anti-black takes or has a history of saying anti-black stuff or things against the black community in favor of white supremacy, MAGA, Trump, any of that.
So Jala has had this uprise, as many of you already know, and he's reinvented himself as this anti-racist, pro-black, anti-white supremacist guy.
I cook them. I cook the racist white dude.
You know, I've been covering Jala for many years, and this is not the Jala that I know.
Jala is
$2,500 for
This is a different Jala. It's a totally different Jala. Before the Jala I know is an openly racist bigot, and everyone knew he was open about it.
Some blue, purple, wide-nosed, pink-lipped nigga was us scamming them good white folks, man. Nigga, fuck that nigga, man.
That definitely sounds anti-black as fuck to me.
You know, Traplo Ross, the British YouTuber, true crime guy, he likes to cover a lot of murder and stuff like that. He told Jala to his face that he didn't feel comfortable making content with him as a collaborator because Jala was so racist.
Some people said I shouldn't meet up with you.
Why?
And I think the reason is, I think some of the opinions that people get onto you about, people say you hate black people.
Yes.
Is what they're saying,
Yes.
right? Or that you're self-hating or whatever.
Yeah.
I think people that are...
Was Corey Holcomb knowing the age of consent in various countries? Any man even having access to that information makes me feel icky. I'm always wary of those dudes who somehow know the age of consent in every country, in every state. They can tell you the age of consent here and here. They can tell you every state where the age of consent is 16 and every state where the age of consent is 15. People like that, yo, I'm wary of you, bro, because why?
People like that, yo, I'm wary of you, bro, because why?
And before y'all start the age of consent nonsense, Boston Richie is in Florida. The age of consent in Florida is 18. Now, here's the thing. Josh Giddey is from Australia, and the age of consent in Australia is 16 years old. Now, there are states in this country where the age of consent is 16, but it has to be a 4-year age gap. The age of consent in Iceland is 13. Pearl moves to the UK for 2 years, where I believe the age of consent there is like 16. However, they really couldn't charge him for sleeping with a minor because I think the age of consent in New York is 17. You're about to see how crazy. I want to give the tap dancing sellout of the day award to Poetic Flacco. Now, who's Poetic? I'm Poetic Flacco, okay? No, but all jokes aside, the tap dancing sellout of the day award goes to Poetic Flacco. Now, you're probably asking, why are you talking about yourself this way? This stems from a comment I got on my last video from a subscriber called Beauty. The comment was, Flacco, you got some explaining to do. Bro, Flacco, we've seen videos of you as a conservative. Now you're more left-leaning. What happened? What was the change? And I certainly feel like nobody is above accountability. So I'm here to give answers and speak to my community and speak to my people. A lot of us have wake-up calls. A lot of people who start off conservative, especially if you're black, you have that wake-up call. And that wake-up call for me was the rise of white nationalism. When I realized it's not about policies, bruh. What I realized was these people believe that we don't belong. These people believe that this country belongs to white folks, that this is a country for white folks and by white folks, and black folks do not belong in this country. These people fundamentally believe that the white race is superior. They fundamentally believe that we are inferior. They fundamentally believe that people like myself are second-class citizens. That was my wake-up call. And a lot of what I said, I can't take back because it's already out there. Me being a conservative at some point in my life is already out there. I do apologize to you guys, man. And that was my non-negotiable. I can't align myself with white supremacists and white nationalists, especially when they're openly talking about now getting rid of us, replacing us, taking away our rights. There are literal people being kidnapped from off the streets. There are brown babies being bombed to death. I can't stand by that. I can't stand by this administration. So again, I apologize and I take full accountability for everything. Now, where I'm at right now, people have wondered, Flacco, what exactly is your politics? I still consider myself a moderate. Again, if you watch this channel, like, you're not surprised that Flacco is a quote unquote moderate. So I do consider myself a moderate. But again, my politics don't come before my mission of black liberation. It just doesn't, right? I'm gonna criticize the left, I'm gonna criticize the right. It's really that simple. So y'all let me know in the comment section, hold me accountable. I love you guys, man, and the mission is not gonna stop.
Here you can see what we've been told is crude meth, and the smell from it is so strong, almost smells a bit metallic. Here you can see all the ingredients. Over there was where the judge was sitting with the counsel, and the suspects were lined up here. 3 Mexican nationals are being tried along with 7 Nigerians. Investigators have said that they are worried about the increasing amount of meth labs that are popping up across the continent, especially those linked to Mexican cartels. But they say what they're seeing is a trend, that Africa is not just a trafficking route, but is now becoming a production base.
Today we're at a protest outside of the Ebola treatment center in Democratic Republic of Congo. The police have arrived, they're shooting on the ground. Things are getting incredibly tense. People protesting here are the healthcare workers from inside the hospital saying they haven't been paid in months. The rate at which this virus continues to spread is completely out of control here. A day like today is really indicative of what we've been seeing a lot reporting here in Congo. This outbreak is not being funded the way it needs to be. The African CDC said they need $1.4 billion to fund this response, and they've only raised about $900 million. Everywhere we're going now, we're hearing healthcare workers that are saying they aren't getting paid. These healthcare workers are exhausted and angry. More than 100 healthcare workers have been infected with Ebola, and more than 30 have died. We're 2.5 months into this outbreak, and it just became the 2nd largest in history. And it's still getting worse. We're on the ground right now making a documentary for Frontline, trying to figure out why this funding is so short and what it's doing to the response.
What's up, people? So, got some nice positivity in the beginning of our video. As the wealth transfer from the Asian businesses move toward black business, black dollars going toward black business. And there's really not that much to talk about in terms of this, because what has been done has been done. We have made our choice, and the other side, being the Asians, have been quiet, keeping to themselves. It's maybe the move they should have did after what happened to Cyrus in North Carolina. Maybe if they weren't so verbose. with their racism, which we already knew was there, they wouldn't be in the situation that they're in now. So the work continues. On that note, the work continues. And then we move on to the Ashley Massarix case, where the 3 evil, racist little heathens have been arrested and charges will be brought. You see, here's the thing. There are a lot of these people that are following off of Chud the Builder, Nolan Wells, Lonn Hartman, which we just had a update on in our video from the Grits and Egg podcast, which is a great podcast, by the way. You see, if you don't kill the person, you gotta get away. Like in the Lonn Hartman case, they tried to kill him and they haven't found anybody yet, and they're probably not gonna find anybody because it was a big concert, and the police aren't trying. But the police cannot move like that 100% of the time for every single case. You see, social media has ruined that. You see, if you become so absolute in your unfairness, right? You're putting a target on yourself. You're putting a target on yourself. A target that's going to get you got. That'll create anarchy. You see, if we have absolutely 100% no faith in the law, then the world around us will devolve into street justice, where people won't even call the police. They'll handle things personally because they know they will not get justice from you. So that's why I believe why they're going to deal with these girls the same as Chud. Chud was more about where he did it, because he was running his mouth. Everybody knew what his end game was. He made it known. But it's where he did it that's the problem. He did it at a courthouse. You see, that is an affrontery to the system itself. That's what these people who are feds at Chud don't understand. You see, the racists in the government, they understand this. The government has to always be sovereign and always has to be respected. So the fact that he committed said act on court grounds forces their hand to deal with him. See, a lot of these want to be Chud the Builders and, ultra racist assholes don't seem to understand. Look, you only get so much leeway with Trump, and Trump is not going to save you when your shit gets fucked up, okay? Or you put yourself in an inconvenient position to where it costs more to help you than it does just to leave you as collateral damage. And that's what these girls in Chud the Builder are. They are collateral damage. So forth, they are being dealt with. While, unfortunately, with the Nolan Wells case, I doubt if anything ever really comes of it. We're having revelations here and there, but how much further ahead are our enemies in this situation, being those who murdered Mr. Wells? They've had so much time to prepare and get ready. It would take something serious like one of them breaking camp with the rest of the group and informing on all of them to really affect any change, but I doubt that will happen. And then we get to Poetic Flacco, YouTuber, pro-black YouTuber, but he's a tether. He's an African, kind of like Godfrey, right? Only he did his shit in reverse. You see, Godfrey was playing the pro-black shit first, right? Then his little panties got into a wad. He's having his time of the month, and now he's super Nigerian Tether, the home of the mosquito burger, mind you. Mosquito burger and grilled grasshoppers. And they're so proud of those countries, those third world places. Anyway, I digress. Well, the internet's gotten tired of him, because now everybody's throwing everything at him. His white nationalist talking points he said in the past, his weird sexual proclivities, possible chomoism going on here. And I'm not gonna lie, I did watch his videos from time to time, but I would hear these things about him being African. It's like, okay, well, you know where this leads, but you try and give people's benefit of the doubt. Sometimes you'll be surprised, but not in this case. So, what does that mean for his career? Well, everybody's saying that it's over right now, but here's the thing, like, unless you catch him with his dick in a 13-year-old girl, he's going to lose some subscribers, but he's still going to be around. And he's going to keep reporting on Chud making money. People know he's phony. But, of course, the other African tethers will support him in one way or the other. So, I mean, it's not like he's going to lose that much of an audience. But we'll see. Who knows what the future holds. And in closing, when we talk about Flacco's home, Godfrey's home, the motherland, Africa, and all the horrible, fucked up things happening in it. But they want us to claim African, and they have Ebola all over the place. Ebola has got the doctors and the rescue workers scared. They don't want to treat people. And who could blame them? Why would you put yourself and your family at risk like that? Why? It does not make sense. You know? And they're not doing anything about it. See, you're going to find. Because here's the thing. The black African is what the Europeans were in terms of cleanliness, which led to the Black Death. I believe that this new outbreak of Ebola, maybe the creation of Ebola itself, has come from extreme nastiness. Yeah, it would not surprise me if it came from that, or if that was a precursor to it being here. But at the same time, the Africans want us to claim this shit land, this shit countries with no unity. And, you know, Liberia set fire to a lot of the cocaine from the Mexican cartel, which is a ballsy move. But honestly, my 2 cents on that, if the Mexicans want to smoke with these guys, the Mexicans would win. Because one, they have more money than them, and two, all the weapons they got, the Mexicans could get that and more. But they'll probably just kill a few select people, send a message, and business will return back to the way it is. So, yeah, guys, this is just me updating you on subjects that we talk about on this channel. There's a quick overview of what's happening in the world with my take on things. So anyway, this is FBA News signing out. Take it easy, guys.